Auntie Sophie, this is how it works, right? So the kids, they call us, very excited, they ask us difficult questions, but not each and every one of us, they only choose one of the three of us. Okay. Yeah, the challenge is for you to get it right, because these kids can embarrass you. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very tough. You have to bring your A game.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we're still chilling with Sophie Ndaba. But speaking of A game, I want to know, like, because I heard a story that on Generations, when you went to audition, you obviously brought your A game, but you were supposed to play Karabo.
Oh, yeah.
And then, which now we know was played by Connie Ferguson, and they created a role for you. How did that happen? Did they tell you on the spot? Or did they say you didn't get the role? Who told you?
I was the guy, so I just beat him and told him, no, I know Tswana A. And he believed me, so he put me through. And then when they come forward, they're like, I don't know how to do this. In fact, she only speaks English.
Oh, yeah. You needed to know Setswana.
Not Tswana, me and you chatting now.
Proper Setswana. Gaborone Setswana.
No, Botswana Setswana, yes. Gaborone Setswana, yes. Kind of. So I cheated, and eventually Fundi came to me and said, okay, Wanaka, I can see you can perform, and you just love Fabulosity, because I was wearing, dressed to the nines, of course, just like, here. Oh, she looks amazing. And then I just, walked my way through, because I just got images, everything. First impression is everything. And I arrived in style, and I said, right, I can act. I can't speak your daughter A, but I'm sure you can write me in, and you wrote me in.
That is so interesting. Whoa. Like, what a way to get stuff like spinning for yourself. Yeah. But also, it's so interesting because you can't be ignored. You're one of those human beings you cannot ignore.
Even if you don't like me?
No, never mind the not liking. But even if
someone doesn't like you?
Wild. What do you make of some of your fan base that were unable to separate Sophie Ndaba from the Queen? Well, not the Queen, but from Queen. Yes.
I understood where they're coming from, because I was just in their face with everything fabulous and darling and moi and oh my gosh, and they just loved it and they fell in love with that. So it was very difficult to separate that. When you see me, you don't expect boring, even if I'm having a hard day. You expect fabulous, exciting, oh darling, how are you? And then I say I'm fabulous, and they did not expect I'm fine.
So did Sophie brought to Queen, or did Queen influence Sophie, or have they been different?
You're the first person who's asked that question properly. Really? Because people don't understand somebody influenced somebody. There's two of me. There's Queen and Sophie in one. Who influenced who? I believe Sophie influenced a Queen, because there was not going to be a Queen if, that seed, Sophie was not permeate into Queen. Meaning, they'll write a script and say, oh, it's fabulous. I said, oh, it's fabulous, darling. And I just elevate it. Yes, it's a character, it's a persona, but you have to have it in you as a performer to now add value and say, how do we make her come alive differently and make her stand out?
Sophie Ndaba Decoded. Top of the hour, flip side of the hour, as mentioned, 959 Breakfast Champs. Kaya's coolest kids, the coolest kids on the Kaya block, and your number is 086 0000959 to dial. So we're decoding her. Take your time with her, send through those voice notes, share some love. She's with us for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
All right, she's hanging out with us. Top of the hour, news desk we go.
Okay, big deal weekend just got bigger. Bigger range, bigger price cuts. This weekend only. Get Mr. Pasta macaroni or spaghetti 500 gram for a low $9.99. Lucky Star Pulchers 400 gram for only $19.99. And Baby Soft 2-ply toilet rolls 18 for just $99.99. More in store. The big deal weekend, 26 to 28 August only. Excludes OK Minimark and Express. OK, owners you can count on.
Flex it, place it, and snap it with FlexCam on the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 foldable phone. You can take the photo and be in it too. No tripod needed. Pre-order now and get the brand new Galaxy Watch 5 for just 29 Rand per month. Or trade in your old device and get 10,000 Rand cash back. Live life on the flex side with the new Galaxy Z Flip 4. Pre-order yours today. T's and C's apply.
Kaya News.
Kaya News.
On Kaya 959.
It's
7 o'clock in Johannesburg, and here are the stories you need to know right now. The Competition Commission investigates possible opportunistic sunflower oil price hikes and calls for a ceasefire as fighting resumes in Ethiopia. A very good morning, I'm Nosibu Khadebe. The Competition Commission says it has launched an investigation into allegations that retailers are overcharging on sunflower oil and bread prices. The Commission's latest essential food pricing monitoring report found possible opportunistic price increases in basic foodstuff. It suspects that some industry players may have been taking advantage of the uncertain global economic situation. The findings come at a time where there is widespread concern over food price inflation faced by already struggling consumers. Chief Economist at the Competition Commission, James Hodge.
Investigation has targeted all the major retailers and major food producers in cooking oils, but also the bread and cereal, so that we can at least either identify that some of this behavior is actually happening and prosecute it, or create comfort that there isn't opportunism being taken by certain parties, and the price increases we see are driven fully by costs, and there's very little we can do.
Minister in the Presidency, Bele, says he cannot speak on the ongoing wage negotiations which are taking place in the public sector. Bele says negotiations with public servants are still ongoing. The minister was responding to the media on questions about the salary increase demands made by worker unions. Workers affiliated to Kusatu and Saftu marched to the union buildings yesterday over the rising cost of living, unemployment and wage increments. Saftu General Secretary Zwelinzima Fafi says the 2% salary offered to government employees is simply not enough. Fafi says workers want an 8% salary increase. Kungubele says the negotiation process needs to be given a fair chance to unfold.
I'm going to expect you to speak about those things there. When the negotiations are ongoing, I will be undermining you. There are negotiations which are led by the Minister of Labour. And the most important thing is that up to this point in time, we are told that in that engagement, there's a commitment to come with the results. And we don't know what that result is going to be.
The organization Unknown Tax Abuse says the people who ordered the hit on whistleblower Babita Deokaran still need to face the full might of the law. Alta says currently government is not doing enough to keep those who speak out against corruption safe. The views come after the case against 6 men charged with Deokaran's murder last year was postponed yesterday. 6 will return to court on October the 6th for a pre-trial hearing in the Johannesburg High Court. Alta's Wayne Duvenage says those involved in corrupt activities need to be held accountable.
Sadly today, the CEO of that hospital, under whose watch this all happened, and others, still go to work every day. They have their jobs and they're getting paid, and this is outrageous, quite frankly. So, and nothing is really happening. There's an indictment and a serious failure in government to protect its citizens.
And UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has made an appeal for an immediate end to hostilities in northern Ethiopia. The fighting erupted yesterday around the Tigray region, which has been battling the conflict which began in November 2020. The government of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and the rebels have accused each other of undermining efforts to peacefully resolve the war following renewed fighting after a 5-month ceasefire. Guterres expressed shock at the situation.
Ethiopians, Tigrayans, Amaras, Oromos, Afars have already suffered too much. My strong appeal is for an immediate cessation of hostilities and for the resumption of peace talks between the government and the TPLF.
Taking a look at the weather for today, it's a mostly sunny day expected across parts of the province. In Joburg, temperatures are set to peak at highs of 23 degrees, 25 for Tshwane, 23 for Ekurhuleni, and 26 degrees in Sedibeng. With a quick sports update, here's Mpuma Boy.
In your sport, we're asking the question, are you happy with how your team has started the season so far across the different leagues? Do share with us via WhatsApp or voice note on 063-688-0959. We will hear them at 7:30.
And if you missed it, the big story right now, the Competition Commission investigates possible opportunistic sunflower oil price hikes.
Kayan youth on the streets, on the air, and ask the story.
Kaya traffic.
On the street.
On the air.
The traffic is heavily backed up. That's traveling on the M1 South through the double-decker area. That's going into the Newtown Josie region via the M1. And obstruction on the N1 South before the Poklu interchange. Right shoulder lane is obstructed and closed off at the moment. And the stationary truck on the N12 East before the Elands interchange is causing some delays and lane closures there. Over in Pretoria, there's an accident on Putfonteinse Highway heading south near the Hairpin Bend. Traffic is backing up there on the Putfonteinse Highway southbound. If you come across anything else, do tweet us at Car On Air with the hashtag Car Traffic. So we do car traffic.
Hello, darlings. Hello, darlings. Sophie Ndalo here, and I'm on the street. On the air. Only on 959 Breakfast with Dinoa and Saul.
Kaya 959.
How you gonna win? If you don't get in, how you gonna know? If you don't wanna give it a try, you've been hanging around with your feet stuck in the ground. Then somebody tell you things will come. You've got to be patient. Just let those people know you've got what it takes to be the one.
Hey Dinero, hey Saul, this is from G63, and I'm on the street, on the air, only on 959 Breakfast.
Kaya
959.
on the street.
On the air.
There's got to be someone for you.
Soul's favorite house song, this one from the past, eh?
Of all time.
Yeah, Sabrina Pope, Someone for You. Quite a dope one. It's 7:11 on the street, on the air. K959 Breakfast, brought to you by Sophie Ndaba, Sol Penduga, Dino Ranaga, just on 12 after 7. It is time for...
959 Breakfast Champs.
Absolutely, time for 959 Breakfast Champs. All the coolest kids are on the Kaya 959 block. I've got Pabi on the line. Pabi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, honey. How are you?
Fine.
Great stuff. How old are you? What grade are you in? What school are you from?
I'm 11 and I'm in grade 5 and I'm in the school PPS.
Ah, PPS, primary school. Alrighty, so I've got 3 adults in the studio. Uncle Sol, Auntie Sophie, and Auntie Dineo. Pabi, who do you want to ask a question to?
Uncle Sol.
Yeah.
Hey, Nathan, Chester. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm ready, Papi. I'm ready. Give me a question, a difficult question.
Who's the most important god in ancient Egyptian?
Who's the most important god in ancient Egyptian history?
God. God.
Yes.
God. Ancient. Not a pharaoh, a former previous king.
Egyptian history, a god.
A god. Is it Ra?
Pardon?
Is it Ra? The sun god. The father.
Yes.
Yes! Yes! Yo, was around the studio. Usol.
It's Ra, yeah, the sun god.
Ah, the sun god.
And then the god of ugliness is Rabumi.
Your facial expression. Oh, Pabi, well done. That was a nice one. You really made him burn in his seat. Well done, tough one. Well done to you, Sol, as well. So, Pabi, do you have anyone that you want to say good morning to?
I want to say good morning to my dad.
Oh, dope, man. To your dad and your dad only. No friends at school, no teacher, no favorite teacher?
And also my teachers.
Your teachers.
Oh, beautiful.
Fantastic, fantastic. Do you know what you have to do to vote in 2024? Do you just go there? Do you know what you have to do to vote in 2024? The very first step that grants you permission to vote. Do you know what that step is called?
No.
You have to register to vote. So it's called registration.
Like, you know, in class, the teacher will take register that everyone is here. You need to do it also for voting.
Absolutely. Well, now, you go out there, be a super, super champ. We love you, okay? Thanks for the call.
959 Breakfast Champs. Dineo and Sol.
On Kaya 959.
On the street, on the air.
Jam, man. Blackie, Siga. Hey, 17 after 7. Decoding Sophie Ndaba. Your relationship with your son, how do you describe it?
Mother-son relationship. You know, boys love their moms, right?
Yes.
More than they.
Oh, yeah, we saw that he loves your mom.
Yeah.
He's here in studio with us, by the way. He's hanging out with his mom, getting decoded from the corner of the studio there.
From the corner of the studio.
Yeah.
So he's my baby. He's my best friend. He's been like a closest child of mine since he was a baby to when he was like 10 years old, telling me, they're stealing from your safe.
This is hectic, eh?
And they're busy reading your documents, so you must watch out. What if they want to kill you?
Hectic.
So he was always mommy's boy. Yeah.
We saw with his song. I mean, he came out with that song in your defense, and you know, to call a man out when a young man calls a man out, and I'm sure you were like, but he sees the things that are going on in this dark life and process that you're going through, or season that you were going through, and he stood out like publicly with this dope song. I actually listened to the song. I think it is such a dope song. I think your son is very talented. How did that make you feel? Did you know that he's gonna drop that song?
No, I mean he came to my room and said, "Don't be angry. Just listen."
We have to find that song.
Yeah, don't be angry. Just listen to this, and I'm thinking about dropping it. What do you think? And I just thought it was one of those, because he's in college, he's studying music. So I'm thinking, one of the songs. Okay, mommy, I must listen. I listened and I was like, what? Where did you get all this? You know, but then it concerned me afterwards that my son has actually been calculating, watching, assessing, observing, and saying one day is one day, and even I believe that's dangerous. I believe as parents, we need to pick up on our kids are distressed, when they are under distress, when they are stressed, when they don't like something. You must at least say, okay, don't worry about what you saw, don't worry about this, don't worry about this. But it never even crossed my mind that he even saw, but he was there, so how could I not think he saw, not saw, you know?
He was exposed.
So he was exposed, and as parents, we are so ignorant. A lot of kids commit suicide, they do this. He didn't. He had a healthy outlet. He had a healthy outlet because he was studying music. What if he wasn't studying music? Because his first love was football. So,
what if you were one of those parents that he was going to kick some balls, hopefully. What if you were one of those parents that's like, no, you can't do music, you have to be like an accountant, a doctor?
For one day, it's going to save his life, your life, everybody's lives.
Sure, decoding Sophie Ndaba. It is 20 past 7.
Start your day at 959.
Good morning. Hashtag 959 breakfast.
Kaya traffic.
On the street.
On the air.
We've got queuing traffic on the Golden Highway heading east at Main Reef Road in Deep Cliff, and expect delays along Malabongo Drive near River Road in Kaya Sands, and the accident on the N12 West before Atlas Road is still blocking a few lanes there, and traffic is backed up, so do allow for extra travel time, or if you can, find an alternative route over there. If you spot anything else, do tweet me at Kaya on Air with the hashtag Kaya Traffic. So open to Kaya Traffic.
Today on Kaya959.co.za.
Oh, hey, look at them sneakers. Too fresh. President Cyril Ramaphosa had an opportunity to let his hair down while wearing a suit. See the president of South Africa show off his pair of batus. It's all in good spirits. For this story, put on your headphones. A local brass band did a cover on Kabza de Small featuring Msaki on Kusela. Relive the experience. We shared their performance with you, and Pearl Tusi can now add Nollywood to her list of acting gigs. She recently shared pictures of her latest film, A Perfect Life, and thanked the director of the film for including her. Read it, listen to it, and watch it all on kaya959.co.za.
Entertainment, lifestyle, music.
music, trending topics, and more on Kaya959.co.za. Kaya 959. On the streets, on the air, and online.
Unlike the durability of all coat, the fine texture of Semitex, and the silky smooth finish of velvet sheen. Whatever your preference, visit Universal Paints Greenstone at Stone Ridge Shopping Centre on Hereford Road in Edenvale. Universal Paints Greenstone, where you can expect expert advice, paint mixing and matching, and guaranteed quality. Special deals available on selected items in store while stocks last. Universal Paints Greenstone, the colour of quality.
Lotto Sport is back. From the stylish shores of Italy to the trendy towns of Mzansi, Lotto Sport is setting the scene for performance sportswear, urban and lifestyle fashion. Established in Italy in 1973 with famous roots in soccer, tennis and fitness. Lotto Sport provides expert technology in sports and athleisure apparel and footwear for your life on the sports field and in the streets. Shop your look at lottosports.co.za. Level up with Lotto Sports and make your own mark.
This is Sipo, fighting for his life in hospital. A few days ago, he tried to steal petrol from an underground pipeline near his home. Due to the explosion, he now has serious burns to his face and arms and is fighting for his life. He'll be fighting for his life again in court. Look for petrol to transfer pipeline on 0800 203 843 or 031 361 1500. Or to the police station.
Another Kaya 959. Favorite.
Shop.